A funnel like this, you mean?
No, like an angled hand to hit in a hand to hit a hand.
Gary has to put his hand. No, wait, I would say left hand. Now the other hand
Get over there.
backwards. No.
Left hand, Gary.
Oh, is the sun bad?
Okay, sun's fine.
Okay, keep it.
Come on, gang. Timers, you ready this time?
I'm trying to get
Yep,
the
this is it. For the world's record.
Oh, that's what your
Okay.
hand's doing in there.
Ready, go!
Yeah.
Stop!
Oh, perfect.
1.22.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it's a world's record. And it's going to stand as a
Okay, that last game that we just finished, Warp Speed, allows a group to start off with the challenge and then feel that they've accomplished it by doing whatever time you established. What was the first one, 10 or 11 seconds? And then the instructor saying, well, I think you could probably knock that down a little bit. And then the group accepting the challenge, not really thinking they can knock it down much more than a second or two. And then finally figuring out that there are ways, using their initiative, to finally get to a point where they're doing it in 1 or 2 seconds. Whereas if you had announced that at the beginning, they'd have said, no way. It just gives them the idea that perhaps they can accomplish the impossible, whatever it happens to be. But after you've established that pattern, use it for another game, which will group juggling. What I need you in is the exact position that you were in for the last time. Is that what you're in right now?
No.
Okay, just move around until you were where you were.
Where we started?
Yeah.
We started in the
When we
circle.
established the pattern.
You were over here. You were next to Tom, right?
Gary, you're next to me.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to start off by throwing one to Jim. I'm going to try to throw them in kind of a metronome-like way, very regular. Try to do the same thing. If you do drop one, pick it up fast and get it back into play.
Mid-air collisions.
Try not to.
Yeah.
Here we go. Ready? Go. Hey, we're looking good. Pick it up. Try to get it up. Jim?
Oh.
Looking good. Very coordinated. Okay, ready? Everybody switch the other way. Backwards. Switch.
Oh, no!
Backwards.
Backwards.
Okay. Okay, hold it a minute. Let's start again. Let's start again.
Backwards, then you would throw back too.
All the balls over here, please. One at a time, one at a time. So I can pick the balls up and throw them. And to pick up the ones that you inadvertently drop. Okay, Jim, you ready?
I'm ready, I'm ready.
There's a way to have
We're going to call a switch again this time. See if you can go through the switch without dropping one. Ready, go. Looking good. Not a drop yet.
Whoa.
Quickly! Quickly, we're losing control.
Are we
Okay, ready, switch.
Jim. Jim.
Switch.
Oh, here you go. Okay, Conrad.
No.
Jim.
No.
Okay, finish off with a double switch. Ready, double switch.
Sammy.
That means keep going the same way. Okay.
Nice.
Hold. I don't know if there's a real rationale for that game except for the fact that it's fun to do and it gets the group to a point where they're trying to do something in a coordinated fashion, and then having the group not feel so badly about dropping the ball or in their own minds failing. That word fail, people even want to avoid the word fail, but I think you have to recognize what failure is in this context. Failure is saying, I don't want to play this game. I think it's dumb, or whatever reason. The fact that you're in there and you're participating, no matter what your level of performance is, that's what you're looking for. The kid who fails is the one who says, I don't want anything to do with it. And that's the student that you're trying to get involved in the game by making it so much fun that he just can't avoid it. Having said that, it's time for a little more fun, but with something
I feel it's a fight.
I like that.
perhaps more active.
All right.
Okay, this next series of games is of the impulse genre. And what we're going to do is to pass something around the circle and try to do it as fast as possible. And the first thing we'll use is a name. And if you use this, don't think that you're going to learn the names after having done this particular variation. What I'm going to do is say my name somewhat intelligibly, and then Anne is going to say her name, and then it's going to continue on around until it gets back here, and we're going to time that. So I need a timer over here in this area somewhere. Okay. Ready? Here we go. Carl.
Clark.
Sam.
Ellie.
John.
Marcia.
Larry.
Daryl.
Carl. Susan, you need a little help there? It's, watch. Susan. Just like that. Okay, what was it?
5.92.
5.92, so we're trying to break that. So think anticipation, anticipate it coming to you and just get into the zen of it. Ready? Carl.
Sam.
Wait a minute.
What's going on? This is a debriefing.
Here, we'll try again. Everybody ready? Anticipating. Carl.
Pam.
Sam.
Sue. Linda.
Willie.
Ann.
John.
Marcia.
Larry.
Daryl.
44.
4.4?
4.84.
4.84, okay. Then a little goal setting, what do you think? What can we get it to?
4.8.
A little realistic goal setting?
2.5.
2.5, okay. We'll see how we do.
Under 3.
Okay, here we go. Carl.
Sam.
Sue. Linda. Marcia.
Larry.
Daryl.
5.5.
Okay, now that was really good. So what we're if you have a group that numbers maybe 30, 40, even 50 sometimes, it's an excellent game
I was Larry.
because you can see the impulse going around all the way around. And by the time people have tried it a couple times, they know that there is no emphasis on learning the name, that it's just the fun of how quickly you can say the name in anticipation of it going around. But you can take that impulse and do a series of things with it. You can do the hand-holding type where, as you're holding hands, if I squeeze here, it passes it on to Ann, and then the squeeze goes all the way around. And sometimes you don't even know where the impulse is, and that continues until it comes back here. You can also do it by squeezing both hands here at once, so the impulse goes in that direction and has to go through these people here and make it back to me. Or you can make it more audio by just clapping. Let's try that. Ready? Okay, good. And you can do that either doubles or triples, or you can say do it twice and then we're going to reverse the other way, to get the group to a point where they're thinking about it a little bit more. Whistling, we won't do that one, but whistling is funny because if people get to a point where they're being a little silly, it's almost impossible to keep your mouth in this shape while you're trying to get out a whistle. Okay, on 3, everybody try to whistle and see what happens. Ready? 1, 2, ha ha ha, 3. Wait a minute. Get that? Okay, final one. Move in a little bit closer.
Nice tweet.
Okay, hands out like this. Okay, reach over and put your hand on the person's knee next to you. Got it?
Knees.
Okay, now watch my right hand. Look over here. This is my right hand here. I'm going to hit this hand, then it goes to here. Hit this one. Hit.
Hit my hand.
Okay, next one. Okay, keep going. In sequence, all the way around. Hand, but quickly. Okay. Everybody points to it. It's not a bad activity if you're trying to get people to a point where they're, a little unself-conscious touching. Now you've gotten them together, and all of a sudden you say, "Okay, bend over, put your hands down there, put it on somebody else's knee." They don't even have a chance to say no, because there they are with their hand on somebody else's knee. And if you have shorts on, it makes even more of an impression. And then start it fast. Don't say, "Ha, now everybody's got their hands on each other's knee," type of thing. Let it go. Just say go. Bang, bang. This game is called Asteroids, and the reason that I'm introducing it is because it's the beginning for the next game, which is called Ankle Biters. But you have to know how to play Asteroids before you can play Ankle Biters. It's a very simple game to do. We might even get to play it twice. What I'd like you to do is to throw your ball, when I say go, into the center. And the only thing you're not allowed to do is pick up your own ball. You have to pick up somebody else's. When you pick it up, you hit somebody else with it. Any shot below the neck is fine. And if you're hit, you just go down on your knee and you're out of the game. So it's over pretty quick. It's like everybody's it. It's that type of game. So when I say 3, everybody tosses their ball into the center. You can pick up as many as you want, or you don't have to pick up any. Then you try to hit somebody with it. The last person who remains standing is the asteroid champion for the day, or at least for this game. Any questions? No. The chicken can be part of the game, but don't throw the chicken. It might hurt. Okay, ready, go! Ah! Keep it going. You can pick up as many as you can find. There are no boundaries, but try not to run into the next town. Okay, Greg, the winner. Okay, grab a fleece ball, please. Okay, not much to remember. It's just a straightforward game. Students seem to like it. It's kind of the old bombardment type of game, but you're playing with something that, doesn't hurt, and you're not aiming for the head. And the person isn't out of the game for the rest of the day type of thing, because you're into another game situation quickly. But we use that same game format, but extend it a little bit into ankle biters. And ankle biters goes like this. Same start, everybody throws their ball into the center. You pick up a ball, and you try to hit somebody with it. When you're hit, you have 2 choices. One is to go down onto your knee, and when you're down here, you can either try to tag somebody as they go past you, using this as a pivot point, using your foot as a pivot. In other words, I'm allowed to do this, but I can't move that foot. And that way I can be an ankle biter, and if I tag somebody, they have to go down. Yeah, tag with your hand. Or I can be down here and wait for a ball to roll to a point where I can reach over and grab it. That puts me back in the game, and I can get up and try to hit somebody. Things you can't do. If somebody hits me with a ball, and I'm standing here with 3 or 4 balls in my hand, I can't just drop them and say, oh, look, here's a ball, and then come up like this. So if I was hit, I'd be obliged to do that, to get rid of the ball so that I can't reach it. Okay? The boundaries are whatever we've got here. Try to keep the play into this area so that you don't end up chasing each other over by the building over there. It's more fun when everybody plays here.
If somebody
Questions?
throws it and you catch it, does that make any difference?
Yeah, you're out. You're down. You're down. Any other questions? Okay, a different start this time. Face away. You're going to throw it over your shoulder, into the center. Ready, go. No.
I'm out. Hey, no double jeopardy.
Nick. No. Down again. Okay, hold. A game like this can go on and on and on, which I think is part of the beauty of the game, and that there really never ends up being a winner, because there always seems to be a ball someplace where you can grab it, or somebody's going around the outside throwing the balls back into the center to keep the game going. I think people finally reach a point where they recognize they'd rather play than win. It's more fun to have the balls in play than to have somebody standing there saying, I'm the champion. And this game proves it, that there is a level of play that people like to reach, and they don't care so much about the win-lose situation. We used to play it so that you'd have to grab somebody's ankle. You actually ankle bite. But we found that if you're playing on a gymnasium floor, or sometimes when the people are just too aggressive, you know, the people can get knocked down. So now we've just made it a tag situation, and it seems to make the game a little less, well, not as potentially violent. Okay. This is an initiative problem. Differs a little bit from a game in that it's a situation that I'm going to present to you, and then you try to figure out a solution to it without any prompting from me.
As a group?
As a group. Each one of you has a fleece ball, and the object is to try to put all those fleece balls into this box without using a ladder, without going off and getting any other props. In other words, just you. And try to do that as quickly and efficiently as you can. And we'll time that. Then you'll get a second attempt after having talked it over a little bit about your first attempt and see whether you can better your own time. So if you have no questions at this point, we'll just start the watch and let you have a go at it. I'll give you a start. Everybody has just one ball, please. Yeah. Okay, get around and then I'll give you a 1, 2, 3 and a go.
We'll find out.
1, 2, 3, go!
Well, so far we have none.
Hey! Right news!
Going to mine.
Oh!
Well,
Never could play b-ball.
That's it? That's it? How many left?
2.
2 to go?
There. Oh!
You got it.
There.
No, almost. There it is. 1 to go, 1 to go, and nope.
That's it.
Okay, stop. 1:16. 1 minute, 16 seconds. Okay, let her down. Everybody get a ball.
What's the next initiative?
Talk it over and see whether you can break your own record.
well, if we don't let them raise it up.
Is that an option?
If anybody has any ideas, just share them with the group,
Put them in now.
Can we do that?
following the rules.
Can you say the rules again?
There are no rules.
The rules are that you have to put the balls in as quickly and efficiently as possible without using any other props than yourselves.
Ourselves?
Shoulders.
Just yourselves.
Pyramid.
Pyramid's up to you, yeah?
Just ourselves.
How long would
Well, how much faster can
Yeah.
you get
It's
than
part
that
of
if you were up
ourselves.
higher?
we read?
If I was up higher? Yeah.
Does that mean excludes clothing and
I
stuff?
think you utilize.
Yeah, you can't take your clothing off, I'm sorry.
You can't take any clothing off?
I don't know, that you know, when you get to that point, then you're beginning to show some initiative, and I can't really say no because it sounds like a great idea. Okay, well that's good initiative. You can use articles of clothing.
You just
Sweatshirt,
take a
or
shirt, tie
pull the
everything up
balls
in a
inside
shirt,
of it and make a pyramid,
and
then just drop holes
let
at the
one
end.
person. I bet you could. This is a big.
They're in Gary's headband.
Maybe you could throw in.
This is really a
But if
scarf.
we made a pyramid while we were
We
tying
could put
it
them
up,
all in Gary's headband.
There we go.
One day.
Look, here we go.
Okay.
So just throw that one thing in.
While he's tying it up, we make a pyramid, and
Because you don't think we could just. I know.
I think one tank is really high for
Okay.
well, we're just going to get
Yeah,
close.
tie it
We're
up
just going
and
to
we
get closer and then just push it up.
What about this?
Get a stick.
We have
Can
nothing
we get a stick?
No.
Oh, you can't. Everybody has to have a ball in hand to start.
Yeah, everybody
Got to be
should.
time. We have
This
time.
is fine for practice, but when you start, you have to have ball in hand.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's a good. We have a few more balls to go in.
how you tie
Are we allowed to practice?
Now the only problem is that gets kind of big to fit through the whole opening that we have there. But it'll stay on.
Yeah.
Let's try it. Let's try it.
Okay, let's give it a try. Everybody, ball in hand.
What are we doing?
You and I are going to be the tires.
Wait, if we're doing the pyramid,
Okay,
it might
Tom
make more
and
sense
the-
to put all the balls in the hat, hand Nikki the hat, one at a time.
She's not going to be high enough to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go with this
The
idea
three,
instead.
if Dick and Tom and
Dave.
form a pyramid, and the rest of us will help Nikki get up to
And
that.
spotter.
And spotter all
Yeah.
around.
Okay, what side? Why don't we come
We-
from this
why
angle
don't you-
because there's
Okay,
the
from right here.
rope's not in the way there.
Okay, so this is where we're going to build the pyramid right here.
Tom,
I wanted to get rid of the
Are
pyramid.
you bought it?
Build the pyramid a
We'll make
little
it like a
closer.
triangle.
And
Are
build
you
the pyramid
buying
right
this
here.
myself and
Build the pyramid
Can
right
we
here.
can we get some people holding
Ask me
Nikki's?
whether I want
Yeah,
to
we'll
do
get
this.
people
wanna
holding.
do
Yeah.
You want to do this?
I will be willing to try.
Okay.
I'd feel better if somebody was holding her feet.
We will. Oh, we'll hold her feet.
Yeah.
I don't care about falling. I just
Hold her by the legs.
Hold her by the legs. Yeah, we'll hold her.
Okay.
Okay, so here's where we're going to build the pyramid. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
We'll do it as
Move it over.
Ready, set, go.
Okay, the pyramid.
Dick.
where the knee.
Okay, start up.
Are we close enough to it?
Those of you not involved in the pyramid, think about spotting.
Okay.
Hands.
Okay.
We got you.
Hey, I gotta get closer.
There you go.
man.
Okay.
Okay, move towards me, Dick and Dave.
Okay, you can move.
Okay. All right. Now take a shot. We'll.
Okay, I'm
Somebody
gonna try to let
directly
go
behind
just
her?
right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We got you.
Someone spotting in the front.
Yep.
Terrific.
Yeah, just came down.
31 seconds flat.
Fantastic.
31. That was amazing. A one shot.
One shot.
Dave may not be
approach.
okay. Got an elbow on the way down.
Watch your head. Sue, watch out.
That was a good attempt. Good attempt.
That's great.
Good attempt is a good solution. Usually it takes longer to put it in that way. Historically, groups have taken 3 and 4 minutes to try to put it in this way. Whereas if you put them in one at a time, which would seem to be not the most efficient way, it actually turns out to be. But you never know.
They didn't have a
We're all ringers.
From group to group. Yeah. This next game we're going to play is Moonball, and we've used it at the beginning of workshop sessions over and over again. The reason that it works so well, I think, is that it requires very little from the instructor to tell people how to play it, and then as people are playing it, all their attention is on the play object, in this case a beach ball. And as that beach ball goes up in the air as we're playing, your attention is on the ball rather than on the people. So in a just met group, rather than concentrating on what people are wearing or what they're saying or what they smell like or any of that type of stuff, all you have to do is concentrate on the ball. Now for this group, for the size of the group we have here, about 10 people, I want you to try to hit this ball 36 consecutive times without the ball touching the floor. If the ball touches the floor, then you have to start over again. The only thing that you're not allowed to do is to hit the ball twice in a row yourself, or if Dave and I were hitting it, for him to hit it directly back to me. You don't get any points for that. You also get 2 points for a kick, so that would be 2, and then that's your record up to that point too, if it hits the floor. So every time it hits the floor, start from 0. Okay, Mary, give it a hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, and 42 it is, which was well over your mark. But I think it's significant when you're playing this game that if a group reaches their goal and then does, without agreeing on it, they just keep hitting it. It's not like, well, there's our record, what are we going to do now? Because what it showed is that the group is to that point where they're having fun, they're playing, and they just as soon continue as stop. And so the heck with your world's record, we're having fun, let's continue with it. And I think you can have fun with it because you're involved without having a lot of pressure put on you to perform. Nobody's paying attention to how well you hit the ball or how well you don't hit the ball. It's whether you keep it up in the air as a team. And the only world record that you're breaking is your own world record. And so you're actually competing against yourself. So if you did have 48 then or whatever it was, I could say, 48, not bad. Now let's see you go for 57. And everybody would say, and everybody can say this, yeah, we can do that. And then you get the realistic person over here saying, we worked pretty hard on that. I don't think we can. Now, after doing that, and by the way, you achieve that very easily because you work well together. This group is, after all, a group of ringers in a way. But if you had trouble reaching that goal, say it had taken you 15 minutes or so, you would have been pretty satisfied with the fact that you'd gotten there. But you would have had to work for it. Now I'm going to let you do what you probably wanted to do in the first place, and that's a game called Macro Moonball, where we hit the ball up, and this time you're obliged, rather than controlling it when it comes to you, to hit it as hard as you can. So when it comes to you, you got to whack it, and whack it hard. Now we lower the number. I'm going to say 8. If you can hit it 8 consecutive times, you're doing well. Same rules. No kicks. No kicks. Because if you get into the kicking thing, you know, it's this type of thing, and somebody ends up getting a foot in the jaw, or the ball disappears, or you break my beautiful ball. Okay, this would be safety. Don't hit anybody. No fist. Open hand. Open hand only. So cool. This would be a hit. Hard hit. Whack it. 2. Only 8 to go. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, yes. 5. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Hard. 7. All you gotta do is hit it. Hit it. 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. We made it. That was a record. It took you a little bit longer that time, had to work a little bit harder at it. But I think as you get into the game, you notice that you are into the game, that you're not worried too much about the other people in the group or how you look. You're playing, and that's kind of what we're shooting for. If you notice, if the group is bigger than this, and you notice that there are some people kind of holding back, if Greg and I are playing, and I know Greg is really into the game, every time the ball comes down, I know Greg's going to hit it. And if I don't want to, all I have to do is get over here next to Greg and look like I want to. You know, like here it comes, and I go like that. But to include that type of person, but to do it in a way that you're not putting a lot of pressure on them, you can play this variation called in and out. The way this goes is we hit it up, and it has to be hit by everybody in sequence before it can start again. And in that way, you get a point. 1 point for a sequence. And then you start over again. Now, it doesn't have to stay in that sequence, as long as everybody hits it as it goes around. Any questions about that? Let's give it a try. I'll include myself in it also. Okay, I'll start off.
I got it.
Okay, be ready to start over again now. Okay, we're up. Up again. That was 1 point. We scored a point. Oh, nice, nice. Good comeback. Okay, ready again. Okay, we're on 3. That was 2 points. We're going for 3 now. Yes. Carl, sick. Quick, quick! Oh. That's good. You know, I've worked with groups where it's taken 15 minutes to get 1 point. And that was a quick 2 and almost into 3. Very seldom do you get a group cooperating that quickly and that well. Or somebody volunteering information like you volunteered right off the bat. And that was good, because then you knew who hit it. So, if some of these games, if you're playing some of these games and they aren't going as smoothly as you see them right here, again, remember we got a group of ringers here, take your time, patience. The goals that you're playing toward will eventually come about. After we've done some moonball, and by the way, I very seldom play a series of moonball games in a row. I use them as warm-ups. And so we might play that initial moonball game and then go on to something else. In other words, don't go from moonball game to moonball game. It gets tedious. But one that we've used the beach ball 4, that's a full gymnasium type of game that has been very popular, is an anti-soccer game. It's called Striker. It's for all those people who used to play soccer and really didn't like the game very much because you weren't allowed to use your hands. Well, this is just the opposite. You're not allowed to use your feet. You have to use your hands. And so to forward the ball up and down the court, and I'll give you the rules in just a second, you've got to hit the ball with your open hand. That's the way you forward the ball. No body contact with any other part of your body. Now you have to be in 2 teams, and it looks like we've got them right here. So you're a team and you're a team. And the nice thing about this game is that you don't need pennies or any designation as to what team you're on, because all you have to remember is that you're going that way. And you folks are going that way. And so if it looks like somebody is going that way, you can probably think, hey, that person's on my team. The object is for your team to hit this ball and hit that wall with it. That's a score. Same thing with you folks. The game doesn't stop at that point. I'll yell score. That indicates, you got a point. But if you folks had hit it up against the wall, you're allowed to pick it up at that point. It's the only time that you're allowed to pick the ball up, and you get a free hit in that direction, and you're not allowed to block it. And then the game continues. A very aerobic game, particularly with a group this small. Any questions? Okay, the 2 shortest people for a jump start on the game Striker.
Wait a minute. I need the sides.
No, it'll work. Ready, go! Score! Play it. It's a breakaway! Oh, way to go, guys. Way to save it. Oh! Oh, score! No stopping a play. Go for it. It's, oh, score! Get him, don't let him score! It's another score! Okay, hold. Good. As you're playing a game like that, and that was just a little bit one-sided, I think after a while it becomes obvious that one team is scoring more than the other. But now I don't want to, I don't want to say anything about the other team. But I think you'll notice that the group, after a while, isn't paying a heck of a lot of attention to the score, but rather to the flow of the game. Even though somebody might know that one team is scoring more than the other, I mean, I doubt if there's many people at the end of the game that could say that the score was 26-13 or something like that. It was not. We got at least one. Also, as you're standing there as the instructor and you started the game, and you see it begin to flow too much in one direction, just put yourself on the other team. And, yeah, constructive cheating. And see if you can, make the tide go in the other direction. If it does, and you notice your team's scoring too many, back off. Nobody seems to care as long as everybody's playing and having fun. But as you're playing that, you notice that there aren't a heck of a lot of skills involved. And since you don't have to worry too much about your teammates, you're more involved in which direction you're going. It's a nice game to put in at the beginning of a unit so that you don't have to have a lot of developed skills for the people to play. It's just being there and trying to hit the ball. You do have to mention, I think, from time to time, since people are running around and they're in that bent over position like this sometimes, to be aware of the other people and to try to teach that level of compassion that says, I want to protect the other person rather than knock them over, which is kind of prevalent in a lot of physical education classes or games.
Carl, what do you do when some folks kind of run amok and they lose control, and some people start to back off because they get afraid of collisions and whatnot?
Well, it'll happen. You'll have people, who are adept at other games get in here and do that. They'll kind of take over and just handicap them. Say to that person, you can't use your dominant arm, the one that they'd usually hit the ball with. And so my dominant arms are my right one, so if I have to just hold it here and play with just this one arm, it's going to limit me considerably. Or, if a person is so much into physical contact, like a football player, and he's used to that, and has been, trained to do that, just have him from time to time, say, sit over there for a while and watch and see how the game flows, and then see if you can come back in and play without that type of contact. You don't want to remove him from the game permanently, but to the point where the other people's safety isn't being jeopardized. That's good, because sometimes people get that feeling like, gee, the game really went well here. Is it going to be like that when I go back and try it myself? And oftentimes it's not. And then you're going to have to use your skill as an instructor and your experience from working with students in the past to get to that point to know what to do. I also wanted to say something about the moon ball itself, in this case the earth ball. And you recognize it as a beach ball. And we use this type of play implement rather than using balls that people are familiar with, like a football, a baseball, basketball. Because if you bring one of those out, the students kind of know what's going to happen. If you bring a basketball out, we're going to shoot some hoops. And the people who are good at playing basketball say, yeah, great, let's do that. And the people who aren't very good at basketball say, oh no, I'm going to be embarrassed again. And the people who don't know say, I don't care. But if you bring something out that they're not familiar with, like a balloon, a beach ball, a rubber chicken, they don't know what to anticipate. And they say, everybody seems to be having a good time, why not take a chance? Why not play the game and see what happens? Rather than knowing what's going to happen from all of those years of competitive whatever's been involved, football, for example, they either know they're going to be good or they know they're not going to be very good. So beach ball provides that. It's light. It's very hard to think competitively when you're thinking with a beach ball. I don't know of any uniforms or types of shoes or competitive leagues that are involved with beach balls either. Oftentimes as I'm introducing these games, I say games, and what I really mean is that it's an initiative game. Sometimes you have pure initiative problems and you have pure games, and sometimes there's a combination of the two. This is a combination. Whereas it looks like a game, and as you're playing it, it will feel like a pure game, but there's a lot of your own initiative built into it. That is decision making that you have to make to come up with a solution as a group. It's called Balloon Frantic, and it goes like this. Each person gets an inflated balloon, and when I say go, you're going to hit those balloons up in the air simultaneously, and then it's the group's responsibility to try to keep those balloons in the air. If one of them touches the ground, you get a berserk. And a berserk is indicated by me pointing at it, or whoever the instructor is, and saying, "Ah!" When you hear that, you know that you've had a berserk. You get 6 berserks per frenzy, and the frenzy is the time span that you're keeping these balloons up in the air, and I'll be timing it. So you're trying to keep the balloons up in the air off the floor as long as possible, and the clock will stop once you get 6 berserks. Now as the game is being played and all these balloons are being hit up in the air, I'll be standing over here with these extras, and every 15 seconds into the game I'm going to put another balloon into play. And then it's up to you, again, to try to use your resources to keep all the balloons up in the air without getting a berserk, to try to extend the length of your frenzy. Now if a balloon is on the floor like that, that's obviously a berserk. If it stays there for 5 seconds without somebody bringing it back up, that's called a hectic. And for a hectic, you get another berserk. To a total of 6 berserks per frenzy. You got that? Okay. If you don't, it doesn't make any difference. Oh, back to 0 and go! Okay, prevent those berserks. That's one.
It's over here.
Two. Six. Time. Stop.
You all right?
Yep. That was 1 minute, 29 seconds.
All right. Break that record.
Now, if we were doing this with a student group, as instructor, you'd say, not bad.
Lowest I've ever seen. Right?
Best I've ever seen. You'd say, that's your record for the day. What can you do to keep them up there longer? And then give the group maybe a minute or two to talk it over, or as long as they want, within reason, until they get their breath back, to come up with a way to make it more efficient, to keep the balloons up. Any comments, just from having done it just now, about how you could have kept them up longer?
You have two people running around the outside of the group.
Yeah, have two or three people who are trying to alert you to trouble situations.
At one point there, you were really coordinated. It just seemed like you could have gone for a long time, and then all of a sudden it seemed to fall apart. I was mentioning inexpensive balls, obviously not balls, but balloons lend themselves to a lot of different types of games. And if you're going to spend the time to get the balloons for the games, get the balloons that blow up to a decent size, not these little penny balloons. If you tried to play Balloon Frantic with those smaller balloons, they come down too fast. You know, if you hit a balloon like this, it stays up long enough that you got a chance to run around and hit something else. What I want you to do is to get together in groups of three, hold hands, and have one balloon per group of three. You can just leave the rest of them here in the center for the time being. The bigger the balloon, the better for this game. Okay, grab hands, please. Okay, now all you have to do is respond to the commands I'm going to give you. I want you to throw the balloon up and hit it with your hands only, to keep it off the floor. It's a penalty if you hit the floor with the balloon. And you might want to count the number of times the balloon hits the floor to have a penalty total. That's it. Hands only. And what I want you to do is hit the balloon fairly hard to get yourself used to moving around. Get used to moving as a group in a handheld position. That's good? Okay, now I'm going to name different parts of your anatomy that I want you to hit the balloon with. I want you to alternate hands and head. Alternate hands and head. Okay, switch from head to nose to hands. Nose to hands. Nose to hands. Nose to elbow. Oh, nice nose, Mary. Okay, nose to foot. Nose to foot. That's good. No penalties yet. Heel to elbow. Nose to elbow to head. Nose, elbow, head. Okay, getting a little bit harder now. We're going to go nose to knee. Nose to knee. Okay, getting even harder. Nose to chest. And switch from knee to chest. Knee to chest. Okay, try to get 6 consecutive hits with chest only. Chest only. 6 times. Get it up there 6 times. Okay, then hold the balloon. Way to go. As a finale, with your group of 3 holding hands, well, this time let's say you're not obliged to hold hands. I want you to try to keep the balloon up in the air without touching it as long as possible. So whichever group still has the balloon off the floor without touching it is the balloon champions. No touching it at all. Throw it up and go! Okay, we still got a team. We still got a team here and a team here. 2 teams still in contention. I'm watching carefully to see if it touches that mustache. It is. Nope, it's still in play. And it is down, and we have a champion. And they are continuing in their quest for a world's record. It's 23 hours into this contest. Nice going. Way to go. The way we came up with this particular game, and you need a game after you finish playing whatever games you're going to be doing with balloons to get rid of them in an innovative way, and in a way that's fun, is to, Mary, you mind?
Mary, you've been doing this for years.
Years ago, when I was working at the Outward Bound School down in North Carolina, we hired some people to come in and blast out a parking space near the main camp. And when they did that, after they had all the dynamite set, and they had the plunger that you push down to set off the charge, one of the guys would yell, "Fire in the hole." But the important part that I found while I was there was that you had to set the dynamite charge correctly. And then you had to put your electrical leads in the right position also. And then when you thought that you had the dynamite charge set, the 2 people who were doing this, I consent. Premature.
Nervous spectator, right?
It's for us to say, "Fire in the hole!" But we had a faulty connection. You never use a red one. You always use yellow.
Like a somersault.
Okay.
Fire in the hole, take 2.
Fire in the hole, take 2. It was your expression that did it. Okay, what we need now is for you folks to choose whoever you would like to share this experience with, to have your own personal fire in the hole. But before you start with that, I want to show you one other technique that you might want to use. Com, how about you and I demonstrating this one? You stand back there. No, this is called running fire in the hole. You push your body in this position, right? And you aim correctly, and we say, "Fire in the hole!" Okay, you got some balloons here. Get rid of them.
I'll try one now. Let's see how many.
Okay,
Come on, man. Okay, bring your balloon over here. We'll finish up this fire in the hole sequence.
Good idea.
By doing it as a group. Everybody stand shoulder to shoulder, please. Okay, on command. Right. Your other right troop. Okay, then put your charge in front of you. Okay, work it around so you got it good, and then reach in front of you and grab that first.
Hey, man.
That's it. Get it set. It's important that the charge is set correctly. We don't want any premature explosions here.
All right.
Oh, nothing worse.
Okay, let me know if you're not ready. On 3. 1, 2, fire in the hole! What did we get? 3 explosions? This next game, which is partially an initiative problem, involves jumping rope. And so this is going to be attractive to some of the people in the group who might not have played a lot of competitive sports, but if they're brought up in an urban situation, they might have spent a lot of time, jumping rope, male and female. But it's different. Obviously, a lot of the things we're doing are different. We try to make it kind of recognizable so that the people will be eager to play it, but then make it different. Okay, then the object of this problem is going to be to get your entire group through the rope that Gary and I are going to be spinning. And we'll be spinning it like this, at about this speed. And you got to get the whole group through it so that each person has to make a trip into the rope, take a jump, and get out. And then another person has to be in before the rope makes another turn. If you miss, the whole group has to start over again. You get the choice of which way you want the rope turning, this way or the other way. Which would you like?
This way.
That way? Okay. So remember, in, jump, and out. Okay, Gary? Okay, that is 1. Up. One, 2, 3, 4. Fancy, Jim. Fancy. One, 2, 3. Go for the record. 4, 5, 6, 7. Get in there. Get in there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Way to go! And I think you can see from having done this game with just 10 people that if you did it with 15 or 20, it would obviously take longer. You achieved it quickly. What I'm trying to say is that don't try this game in your gymnasium with your group, and if 10 minutes go by and they haven't achieved it, say it's impossible, they can't do it. Give them the time. Eventually they'll come up with a system that'll allow them to do it. Even if you have to come back during another class period. Spend 10 to 20 minutes during a class period, frustration level builds up to here, you say, okay, lay off for a while, we'll come back next time and give it another try. Now from that problem, we can go to another one called 2 in a row, where the entire group has to make 2 consecutive jumps at the same time, everybody all together. So you choose where you want to stand out there. Gary and I will turn it, and we'll see whether we can get 2 consecutive jumps. Okay, I'm going to say ready and then turn, and then Gary and I will give it the turn. If you make 1, don't be so pleased with your result that you stop. Remember, you got to do 2. Okay, Gary, ready, turn. Let's go for another try. Okay, ready, turn. The nice thing about this, it's fairly obvious who misses. Ready, turn. 1. Okay, you've got 1, just do it twice in a row. Here we go. Ready, turn. 1. Okay, ready, turn. 1, 2, 3. I'll take the 2. Way to go. Okay.
Give that old line. Hold your ball.
This initiative game called Frantic is the original Frantic game. And from this game came Balloon Frantic. What I'd like you to do with each person having a tennis ball in your hand, you got to recognize there's a different vocabulary for this game. Those tennis balls have now become rabid nuggets. And so I want you to take your rabid nugget. That's not rabbit. That's rabid like crazy. Your rabid nugget and put it down in the center of the floor. The reason that I had each of you, put them close together too, please. The reason that I had each of you pick up a ball was because from a starting position, each person has to have 1 ball in the center. Okay, the rules are that when I kick those balls and start them in motion, it's the group's responsibility to try to keep those balls in motion for as long a period of time as possible. And that period of time is called your frenzy. If one of the balls comes to a stop, like in Balloon Frantic, it gets a berserk. And you remember that. That's the instructor pointing at the balloon or the ball and saying, everybody together? Good berserk. Remember that if a ball does come to a stop, a rabid nugget comes to a stop, I give it a berserk and it stays there for 5 seconds, it becomes a hectic. And a hectic gets another berserk. The nice thing about the game is that once it starts to flow, you don't really have to remember the rules. You just listen for the berserks, and when I say stop, stop. And then every 15 seconds into the game, I'm going to add another ball, and you try to keep it going as long as possible. Okay, back to 0 here, and ready to go. Here's the start. Go! Only feet, Dave. I didn't say it. Looking for those berserks. Way to play, way to play. Ah! Ah! That's 2. Ah! I'll go for 3 on that one. You've got 3 more. 3 more berserks in this frenzy. Ah! 4. Ah! 5. Ah! 6. Time. 1 minute. 24 seconds. A new world's record. Way to go, Frantic team. Okay, bring the... This next initiative problem, I'm going to ask you to pair up and then with your partner to try to make it through this established minefield that we have here. All of these objects cannot be touched. If they're touched as you're trying to go through the minefield, you have to go back and start again. You'll be going through blindfolded. But it's going to be the existential blindfold. And just since this is challenge by choice, I'm just going to ask you to close your eyes. And your partner will have their eyes open, and they'll be giving you verbal directions as to how to get through here without touching any of these objects. As I say, if you do touch one, just start over again. Now, everybody's going to be doing this at once. And you're going to have half of the group starting from this end coming this way, and half starting here and going this way. Now your partner has to stay outside the minefield. So Ann, if I was leading you, I'd be out here telling you what to do, and you'd be in here. Remember, any touch of anything. Now there is one thing in here that has a certain consequence to it, and that's mousetraps. And these mousetraps, you know, if you touch them, will snap. So anybody who has bare feet probably wouldn't want to do this. I don't even know with the sandals. Well, you know, take a chance, Gary. What the heck? Another couple things that you could put in here that are kind of fun would be a small dish of water. And then the people know that if they step on that, they're going to spill it. Or those small little mice that cats play with, the rubber mice. And if you step on them, they squeak. It kind of goes along with the mousetrap. So what I'd like you to do is get yourself a partner and then talk over how you're going to communicate and give it a try. If you touch somebody, it's the same thing as setting off one of these explosive devices, and you'd have to go back.
Yeah, you're right.
Touch your what? No. You cannot touch your coach. The person who's talking to you, hands off.
Bigger step. Straight. Straight now. Oh, nice! Okay, move it. Just going to scoot forward about 8 inches. Shuffle forward. Keep going.
Your right foot is going to come. Your right foot is going to
Design it right forward. Over to your right. That's good. Put it down. A little farther. Okay, stop. A little farther.
now straight forward. Okay. Forward. Now you approach your right foot.
Up and step forward. Right there. Left foot even way. Left foot even way. There you go.
Right foot up.
Yeah. Okay, now lift it up high. Okay, so go forward, straight, right. Big, big, big. Alex? Medium. Yeah, right there. All right. A little bit. Turn. Right. Soft. That's good. Straight. 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 Stop. Straight it out.
Okay, the ball right at your left toe. So you have to step over that.
Soft right.
Take a step with your left foot first. 12 o'clock. Fine, fine. Come up to me. Now wait a minute. I want you to pass your left foot with your right foot. Okay?
Shuffle to the left, please. So, stop. Forward, please. You got it. Beautiful. Don't spread those 2 feet too far. Kiss the feet. Tighten up. That's it. You just avoided something on your right.
Soft right. That's it. Keep it straight. Now come straight. Take a big step over the ribbon. Big step.
Way to go.